I'm Dr. Ryan Edwards, and I'm an optometrist specializing in binocular vision. So every day I see kids and adults with binocular vision issues, and we help train them and help their vision to be more efficient. 20/20 vision is important, and like you said, that is what most people think of when it comes to vision, but actually 20/20, you could almost define it as sight. So that's how you see, and that means looking at a stationary target, you're stationary, and it's the best or the smallest letters that you can see. That in itself is helpful and important, but it's only one of probably 15 or 16 different visual skills that you need in order to perform in your daily life, and even more so in sports. Sports, particularly baseball, is very visually demanding. So if you can see clearly, but you have a tendency to see double vision or two balls or two of anything, that compromises depth perception, and that's really where functional vision comes in. We want you to be able to point your eyes in the same spot so you can appreciate depth. If we only had one eye, it wouldn't be an issue, but the fact that we have two, we have to coordinate them just like we coordinate left and right sides of your body. You have to coordinate left and right eyes over in general. So yeah, 20/20 vision, most of the time you can correct that with contacts or glasses, which is important. Functional vision, in order to prove that, takes a little more effort and requires more direction and more training, but the payoff can be much greater. There are studies that have shown that 1 in 12 people have some sort of binocular vision dysfunction. So, like I mentioned earlier, to be able to point your eyes in one spot, then you have to move them together, and that all has to work together without any effort, essentially. And studies have shown that 1 in 12 kids or adults have some sort of issue that can be remedied. And of course, that influences school and learning, but a lot of these kids are athletes, and that's where it can really make a difference overall. Visual Edge is unique because it's probably one of the few programs that will actually train convergence and divergence. And the nice thing also, it starts by measuring your foria or eye alignment. So that is essentially where your eyes naturally want to point. And in some people, your eyes naturally want to point in towards your nose or out towards your ears or even up or down. And with Visual Edge, you measure that and build upon and expand your ranges, essentially, of comfortable vision. So you want to be able to converge and diverge, and that's where Visual Edge can be utilized. The nice thing also, it takes a 3D target or stereo target, which is very robust and very intense, and it gives a strong stimulus to have the eyes point in the same spot. So as the program progresses, the demand gets higher, your brain learns how to converge or diverge more efficiently, and with those skills developed, they can transfer onto the field. And with that new skill, when you're under fatigue or under pressure, if you've already practiced converging and diverging efficiently, that skill takes over, and you are allowed then to put your attention on other things and decision making aside from trying to figure out how to converge or diverge. So that's the main thing. 20/20 vision is important, but because you have two eyes, you have to be able to point them in the same spot and focus them in the same spot, and that gives you so much information. Functional vision is a hidden gem, essentially, into how you process information. The eyes lead the body, and if the eyes aren't giving the brain and the body consistent, efficient information, your decision-making will be off and inconsistent, and that can apply to school and sports. But in order to be able to understand information, you need to have a clear, comfortable, single image, and it has to be there all the time, no matter what the external forces are or external stimuli are. You have to be able to consistently use your vision automatically. There have been people, professionals, optometry professionals, who say they can look at visual skills or even a Visual Edge score and predict on-field performance with vision alone. There's a lot of skills involved in order to play a sport, but vision is got to be one of the top ones because you do everything and you respond, you react to everything you see. So if you can get a metric or an insight of how the visual system is working, that will give you an insight more than likely of how the rest of the system works, because it starts there. I mean, you start by taking information, and that's how the the message travels from your eyes to your brain to your body, and so we're looking at the starting point. So if you can assess if visual skills are efficient or not, that will tell you how consistent you can respond and react on the field. So I would say there's a direct correlation to functional visual performance and on-field performance. For sure, yeah. And the other nice thing is with Vizual Edge, for sure, is there's metrics, there's numbers, and you're actually getting data and not just practicing something that doesn't have a metric or a number. So you get a starting point and you have a goal and you work to get there, and once you get that goal, you've achieved it. I don't know, but yeah, aside from research studies, which we do have, just not enough people talking about it, especially eye professionals. It's easily missed because you don't necessarily look at somebody and say, wow, their visual skills are poor. There are specific tests that you have to use to tease them out.